This is a test of TruthScale Alpha 3, showing off the new math and some new controls. As you can see here, the website is truthscale.org/demo to get to this demo. You start out with a single statement, a main statement here. And what we're going to use for our example is the use of standardized tests is improving education in America. This is just a demo. The facts may or may not be true. You can see right now that its scale value is 100, so that would be absolutely true. And the new scale, 0 would be false, and everything in between 50, would be unknown. And then, 50 to 100 would be mostly true, and 0 to 50 would be mostly false. So let's see how we kind of do the math now. Let's say that we have a new, we want to add a statement, we want to add a pro to this, and we said that standardized tests are reliable and objective measures of student achievement. Since this is, we assume this statement, every time you add a new statement, it's assumed to be 100% true. And since the child statement is 100% true, then that means the parent statement is still 100% true. Let's see what happens if we add a con to the list. So we click the con button right here, and that adds a new con statement. You can see immediately that the con statement assumes it's 100% true, but since it's a con, it has the opposite effect on its parent, so it's a 0. And the new score is 50. Let's kind of put what the statement is. So we're going to say that teaching to the test is replacing good teaching practices with drill and kill rote teaching. So that is obviously a con on the reasons why you wouldn't want to use standardized tests. So you have one pro, assumed 100% true, and one con that's assumed to be 100% true, but a con, so it means it's trying to make its parent false. So if you average those two out, you get 50. So this is a simple averaging. Let's see how that works if we add another pro to it. So if we add another pro, you can see it automatically changes the value to 67. So you have 100, a 0, and 100 divided by 3, 200 divided by 3, 67. Well, 66.666, but it's rounding. So that's pretty simple. You can see how we add more pros and cons. It would change its value based on the number of items there. But if it's that simple of a decision, you wouldn't need a tool like this. This is for complex issues. So let's say that I saw this statement here and I disagreed with it. So I think that that statement's wrong. I can actually open it up and I can add a pro or a con as a child of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a con to that, and watch immediately if we hit the con button. Since it only has one child, let's go ahead and put the text in there. English language learners are required to take the test in English before they have getting some text locked off, so I'm going to figure that out. English language learners are required to take tests in English before they've learned the language. So we're saying that that's a con. Since it only has one child in this parent, it averages them all together. Of course, it averages 0, 0. So now we have two zeros and 100, which makes a 33, which would make this mostly false. Rarely is there only one statement when you have a child. So let's go ahead and add in a pro of what the other side, their response to that would be. They're saying without standard tests, policymakers would have to rely on tests scored. Oh no, I know what my issue is. Without standardized tests, policymakers would have to rely on test scores by individual schools and teachers who have a vested interest in producing favorable results, making it a little bit less discriminatory. Because individual teachers can't discriminate or favor their own students. Of course, we have this con of the English language. So if we average this pro and this con together, it gives us a 50. If you take this 100, this 0, and this 50 and average them together, you'll get a 50. So you can see that you can continue arguing down any statement, and each of these statements can have child statements going further and further. So you make sure that you can keep going as deep as necessary to exhaust all the reasons to do or to not do something without getting distracted by other facts and having them get confused in your mind. Well, that's all good and well as far as pros and cons, but sometimes, even though an item is every once in a while an item is actually more important than the others, regardless of how true or false it is. So let's say, for example, that we believe and agree that the standardized tests are reliable is a more important fact than the other two facts in here. So so remember, right now we're at a 50 value. We're going to increase the importance. It's going to ask us to put a statement in here. So we're going to put Y. For now, we're just going to say it's the most important the test be fair. And now you can see the averages jumped from 50 to 63. So how that's calculated is for every full 100 points in here as importance, it's going to double that. So you get times 2. If I added another importance in here, it'll actually be times 3. In the same manner, a decrease would take it down. It would take it down by its amount. It's only going down by 1.5. If you even them out, 2 pros, 2 cons, it's all even out. It doesn't have any. You can do another decrease and be times 0.75. Just kind of give you an idea on how that pros and con works. We have this little scratch page down here. I'm going to move them down to get them out of the way. Now you can quickly see in summary, if you close everything up, you can see what facts or parents or trees of facts or branches of facts are having the most importance on this. So you can see that that the zeros bring it down quite a bit. That this 50, this statement, is actually not having much impact because people have argued for and against it, and it's not really weighted one way or other. But you can see that these 2 items are the most important. So this is where we need to focus in order to understand the facts a little better. That's how we have it working now. We'd love your feedback. There's a feedback button over here where you can click and give feedback and support, and let us know what you would how you like it changed or improved, or if you like these changes. Thank you very much.